Hello and welcome to another P-Dot Ventures money-making video. Today we're here to talk about bottle picking. What is bottle picking? It is turning alcoholic beverage containment units, that is your, beer bottles, cans, bigger bottles, smaller bottles, all that can be turned into money. And it's a very simple process, but we're here to break it down to make it even easier for you, easy to digest and understand, so you can start making money, maybe as a side project, as a a side hustle, or maybe even a full-time thing if you have enough space and dedicated time, because it can take up a little bit of space. But like I said, we will break it down. Now, what is this stuff worth? You see a lot of stuff here. It is all either worth 10 or 20 cents. All your cans, any alcoholic can, so we got lots of different beers and whatever, Caesars and stuff, all 10 cents. 10 cents a can. Now for your beer bottles and your smaller bottles, that's basically, any beer bottle, anything under 629 milliliters, other than like airplane bottles, that kind of stuff, like the really small stuff, is going to be 10 cents. Now it starts to move up to 20 cents once you get past 629 milliliters. So we have these bigger bottles here that can range from, 750 milliliters to even more. But obviously, usually they're around that 750 mark. But I do say that they're above 630 milliliters. 630 or above, 20 cents. But you do have to still sort them out. So we do have the different kind of categories here. Now, of course, for cans, they just need to be taken, counted, and put into a clear bag. Now, why a clear bag? Because that way you can take, say, the clear bag. I like to get 250 in mine total before I bring in a bag. So that 250 will turn into $25. And it's just a nice round number too, so I can stack up a couple bags and bring them all in at once. And, get in whatever money I have stacked up from them. So clear bags, that way they can see what's in there and you can hand them off. They won't take them if they're not in clear bags. But if you don't have clear bags, they do also have kind of garbage cans there that you can put a decent amount in, like dump your bags out into it if you don't have clear bags. But they don't always have them clean and ready to go. Sometimes they'll be in the back. So this is the best way to do it. It's the most clean and efficient. You just take up your bag. This has 67 in it, so it's not ready to go. But once it gets 250, you bring up your bag or bags. They'll say how many, you tell them, and they'll hand you off that money. So that's for the cans. Now for the other categories that we have is beer bottles. But with beer bottles, it gets a little specific. You do have to kind of try and bring them in with the same aspect of different beer bottles. So if you have browns, these Bud Lights are all going to go together. And then we're also going to maybe have the Coors Light in there because they're all brown. So we separate our browns into a category. I don't get a lot of blues and greens, so I'll put them in the same kind of bucket just to let it fill up, just so there's no reason to have a blue and a green bucket. But for clear ones, there's also clear beer, and you'll get like twisted tea bottles and stuff like that. We do have over here separated into another one as well. And inside, we have a good supply of them. As you can see, those are the browns and the blue and green bucket. And then these are our small bottles. That's, your stuff that is under 630 milliliters, but isn't beer or, those kind of mixed stuff, your spirit bottles. So coming back around, as you can see, we do have those big ones here. Lots of those there, and I'll kind of fill up milk crates or, a couple bins worth of them before I bring them in. And that is another category. So you have the big and small glass, you have the cans, the beer bottles, like I said, the different colors of beer bottles, and then you also have the plastic bottles. Now they're going to go in the same kind of tubs that all other bottles, beer bottles go in cardboard boxes or their cases. If you have the cases for the bottles, you can take it in that if it's full. If not, they do have cardboard boxes there to put in your groups of beer bottles, your colors. But for plastic and big bottles, and or for plastic and bottles that aren't beer, or the kind of mixed stuff, you're going to put into tubs that they have there. And like I said, you'll separate glass, the big and small. The plastics, usually I'll separate them if I have enough, but right now I just have a mix of both big and small, but same rules still apply. Like this would go in a small bin. These big Gordon Best ones would go in a, you know, a big bin. But if you have not enough to fill, sometimes I'll just bring in the plastic as a side because I don't get as many of them. It depends where you're doing it. And if you are going out to bottle pick specifically, this might just be you kind of checking in to see how you can turn in the stuff that you drink into cash. Because some people do drink a lot and or just have access to a lot. Maybe relatives are going through a lot and they don't cash it in. So some of the items that you'll need, you know, obviously your gloves, clear bags if you're doing it that way, which I recommend. Bungee cords are also another good one, because when you're loading up the tubs onto like the beer store carts they have there, you're gonna want to bungee cord them onto the cart. So bungee cords are a good idea to keep them secure, and that way you can fit more on the cart, bring in more at a time. You know, obviously a car or truck or whatever, something to move them there. If you have a bike and a trailer, that still works. You could still probably fit a lot on there, a little bike trailer. Depends on your distance from your closest beer store or not. And obviously storage in containers, depending on how much you kind of want to save up. I find it's worth at least saving up a bit. I'll wait till, like, you know, 2 of these bins of the beer bottles fill, and then I'll bring them in. And I'll wait till I fill up a couple milk crates of these to fill them in, and I'll usually wait till this 1 or 2 fills up and get a couple bags, so that way you're not making 20 trips, you know, for $2 at a time. You can bring them all in at once and get $20. Or if you have a bunch of cans, you know, usually your cans are your big hitter. They're the lightest and can save space. So almost sometimes people will avoid bottles altogether and just go cans, which is a whole way you could take it. Could be a lot more space saving. Depends on how you want to do it. And then pen and paper, of course, just for counting your cans, stuff like that. And then there's different ways to do it. If you could maybe count your cans out while you're bottle picking, putting them into the bag, or you can wait and get back and count them and crush them down. That's usually what I'll do, just to save a bit more space, because I'll get a couple bags worth going. Like I said, I'll usually do $2.50 in a bag, $25. So if you think I left anything out of this little sorting video, let me know. If you have any other questions, let me know. Make sure to check out my other videos. I do lots of different money-making projects, whatever you want to call them, side hustles, different ideas, some more successful than others. So I recommend checking them all out, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit that little notification bell so you know when future money-making videos are coming out. I got a lot more content coming out, and I will have some bottle picking and some like scrap videos with maybe a GoPro or my phone mounted onto my you know, chest or head or something like that, so we can get some more content up on the channel of me out in the field making that money. So like I said, if there's anything I missed, make sure to let me know in the comments, and otherwise, thanks for watching. Peace.